Just I'm going to show it around first. The question is, what kind of section and how do you know?
Horizontal.
Yeah, it's hard. How do you know that it's horizontal?
Because you told us.
It's the top.
Because it has the fissure in between. The
Well, because you can
fissure.
see from
Anterior to posterior.
yeah, you can see from lateral to lateral,
And
anterior to posterior, but not
superior.
that's what, but not from superior to inferior. Okay, now what would this be? Now think carefully about this, but don't say anything right away. What is this indentation over here?
Central sulcus.
Yeah, that's the central sulcus.
Why wouldn't we think about it?
Now,
That's like innate at this
it
point.
has a particular orientation, which I'm not going to mention until after I ask the next question and get an answer on it. And I'm going to ask, first of all, just note that the lead-off question with respect to any group of sections is going to be what kind of sections. You have to be able to say horizontal or coronal. And then the B would be how you know. Now here's the next question I'm likely to ask on this one. This one's going to get a number of questions. Which way is anterior on this slice? And toward me or away from me?
Towards you.
Away from me.
Towards you.
Okay, now how many vote for towards me? How many voting for towards me?
Towards you.
Wait, let these guys see also.
I just got.
So how many are voting for towards me for more anterior?
Me. Majority.
Okay, how many are voting for away?
I said away too. I have no idea.
Here doesn't matter.
Yeah, actually,
anterior is away from it. Now what?
How do you know?
Yeah, that would be the next question.
How do you know?
The gyrus
Oh, that's the parietal occipital?
That's what I was going to do.
The
No,
prefrontal
the
gyrus.
No, this is very high, so there's no gyrus rectus visible.
I guess.
Are you gonna hold it like that?
The flip side of this
Flip side.
happens to be the very top of the brain.
Oh.
The flip side of this is the very top of the brain.
So how do you know?
So the gyrus rectus is not anywhere near this level. You can't see from superior to inferior in a horizontal
Here, are
series.
you like elevator right now?
So what says? This is something you should know.
Okay.
So what's this once again?
Central.
Yeah, the central sulcus extends from superior and posteromedial to anterior and ventrolateral. In other words, it's not running in a coronal plane this way. It's running obliquely this way. So it starts off superior and posteromedial, and it runs obliquely this way, toward anterior and ventrolateral. So therefore, in a level like this, close to the top, what is this once again? The end closer to the longitudinal fissure is more posterior, and the end which is away is more anterior. So if it's running obliquely this way, then that means this is anterior. Yeah. You see that?
Wait, I like that.
Well, you see, if it's running,
Whoa, juice.
if it's running obliquely this way, that this end is more posterior. You said medial, so that means since this end is closer to me, that this is more posterior and that's anterior. So it was turned this way, and I said, which end is more anterior, toward me or away from me?
Wait. Do you know how you could look at it also? The smaller area is anterior, and the more posterior part is larger.
That's
Well,
kind
that
of
wouldn't hold
That's-
exactly,
sometimes-
because there's
Because if you're at the top of the brain, though.
Yeah,
That's why I thought it was anterior away from
See,
the
now turn this way, that says this way is anterior.
Right.
Because this end, the end which is closer to the median sagittal plane, is more posterior. So therefore, this way has to be
Yeah,
anterior.
but Lauren, he's gonna ask why.
So oblique more towards the anterior?
Well, the medial end of the central sulcus is posteromedial. So that says that way is anterior.
Can I just, yeah, I'm just gonna say
Okay.
posterior.
Now say posteromedial. Now, if this is the central sulcus, what is this?
Post-central.
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily.
Calcarine
Yes.
sulcus.
Can it be a occipital parietal yet? No,
no.
right?
Too high.
Too high.
The marginal ramus. Yeah, that's close. The marginal ramus of the cingulates. No, that's actually not calculated. The cingulate. Yeah, the marginal ramus
The cingulate
of the
sulcus.
cingulate sulcus.
Wow, I never thought that would come back.
I know.
So here we're reversing the relationship. Now, in the topographic anatomy, if you're not sure which is the central sulcus, you can look at the medial side of a hemisection and find the marginal ramus of the cingulate sulcus. And if it's at a right angle, approximately to the rest of the cingulate sulcus, then one sulcus forward is the central sulcus. But in this context, you can reverse the relationship because the central sulcus is more obvious. So just work backward from this, and that's the marginal ramus of the cingulate sulcus.
So that's posterior.
That's more posterior.
Yeah, so
Posterior to the central.
since the marginal ramus of the cingulate sulcus
So that's also
is posterior to the central sulcus, that says that way is posterior. That's another thing.
Right.
Okay. So now, if this is the central sulcus, and we know which way is posterior, what is this?
Precentral
Yeah,
gyrus.
the precentral gyrus. And then what is that?
Precentral sulcus.
Hold on, show the
Yeah.
precentral gyrus again.
Yeah. Central sulcus, precentral gyrus, precentral sulcus. You see that?
I like it.
Roger that.
And then we get the post.
Central sulcus, precentral gyrus, precentral sulcus. You see that?
Yeah, I see it.
Now, central sulcus. So what's this?
Post-central gyrus.
Yeah, the postcentral gyrus. You see that?
Post-central sulcus.
Yeah, postcentral sulcus.
Can you go to the marginal ramus of the cingulate gyrus again?
Yeah,
Sulcus?
there. The marginal ramus of the cingulate sulcus.
What I thought was a parietal occipital is not.
So the central sulcus is one anterior to that.
My
But
colleague
now-
will let you see it.
To your left.
Central sulcus, central sulcus, postcentral gyrus, postcentral sulcus.
And where's the marginal?
Central sulcus, the marginal ramus of the cingulate sulcus.
I like the marginal.
Okay. So when you're looking at topographic anatomy, this is what's more obvious, but in this context, this is more obvious, so you can work from here to identify the marginal ramus of the cingulate sulcus. Now, what is this?
Precentral
The
gyrus.
cuneus.
That's the gyrus rectus.
Well, superior frontal gyrus. The superior frontal gyrus. And then what is this? Yeah, the superior frontal sulcus. So what is that?
Middle frontal.
Yeah, the middle frontal gyrus. And where's the inferior frontal gyrus?
Can't see.
You can't see it. Why is that?
It's not low enough.
It's
It's a horizontal.
On the side.
It's a horizontal. You can see from lateral to lateral and anterior to posterior, but not from superior to inferior. Yeah,
Can you show
Oh,
the
trick.
frontal gyrus?
Can you go through that one more time?
yeah. The superior frontal gyrus, superior frontal sulcus, middle frontal gyrus. See that?
I know.
Now, what's that stuff in there? Yeah, centrum semiovalis.
All right. That's the white stuff or the less grade area?
Yeah. Now this has oxidized.
Can you point that out?
Yeah. Now, here on the surface, that darker, now brown, is the cerebral cortex. And then internally, this light beige, which used to be white, it was white for about 30 seconds after I sliced this, is the centrum semiovalis. Okay?
Wait, centrum has a C or an S in it?
A C, C-E-N-T-R-U-M.
Centrum semiovalis. One more time. Can you show that, please?
The centrum semiovalis,
And what's up on the outer part?
the cerebral cortex.
Where?
Please stop vocalizing whatever.
Over there.
That's all the centrum semiovalis?
Well, the lighter
I
is
mean, the
centrum.
lighter, okay. The dark side of the cerebral cortex.
Correct.
Wait.
Yeah.
Good enough.
There's a thin layer of cortex on the hemisphere, and internally you have the centrum semiovalis.
Yeah.
Now, what's something that says, without looking at the flip side,
Flip side.
that this is very high?
But you can't see the
Very
gyrus
little
rectus.
centrum semiovalis.
That's right. You see very little centrum semiovalis.
Yeah, white matter.
Yeah, as you go, you only see a little bit of centrum semiovalis at this altitude. As you go downward,
high
you
up
see
in the
more
brain.
centrum semiovalis until you
Like
get
at a
down
high
to the
size.
basal nuclei when they start to fill in the interior.
Like,
So
this is considered white matter, right?
the centrum semiovalis is white matter,
Yeah. So as you
Okay.
go closer to
and then
the
you have to know what's in there.
Yeah, of course.